Hello and welcome to How to Helen, where you learn something different every day. This is just an update for this 2005 Porsche Cayenne's transmission issue. Just to recap, the cluster shows D even though you have shifted the transmission lever. Now, I haven't fixed it yet, but I compiled a list of possible solutions that I found online that might help other people out there, and it might be the solution in your case. So let's get started. The first thing we need to check is the driver's side footwell. As we all know, if the sunroof drains are clogged, it goes into the driver's side footwell. And water is the #1 enemy of our cars. So open up your footwell and check for any wetness. In my case, my car is bone dry in this area, so I know that it's not water that's causing the problem. But check on yours. Make sure that all the connectors and wires are not corroded from any water seepage coming in. Next is the shifter area. As you can see, I have disassembled it. I found a few people online who said that the problem was their green board. They saw some corrosion on it, so they just bought a full new green board, put it in, and that solved their issue. Then some people said that the mat with magnets is separated and torn. So they just bought a new mat with magnets so that this is aligning with the board, and that solved their issue. In my case, the green board is okay and the mat with magnets is not torn or separated. Here's something I found very interesting though. Right now I have the vehicle on idling, and if I shift the lever, as you can see, it's not shifting on the cluster gauge, right? Neutral, park. So this never changed. But watch this. If I erase the check engine light, if I say yes to this, watch the cluster. I'll say yes. It turns back to P. And after that, I'm able to shift and it will change the transmission display. Neutral, drive, D1, reverse, park. So it goes back to normal. But if I turn off the vehicle and turn it on again, then it goes back to D and the check engine light is on again. So that's something that's very, very interesting. So that is the update for now. If you have the same problem, please try the possible solution I just mentioned. One of them might be the solution in your case. I will keep everyone updated if I ever find a solution to this. But if you know a solution or can point me to the right direction on how to figure this out, please send me a message or leave a comment below. This has been another episode of How to Helen. My name's Arjeff, and thank you for watching. Hello and welcome to How to Helen, where you learn something different every day. This is just an update on this 2005 Porsche Cayenne with a transmission issue. Just to recap, the transmission display on the cluster shows that it's in drive position even though you shift the lever in different positions. Now, my two theory is either there's really something wrong with a body control valve on the transmission, or just maybe, keeping my fingers crossed, that it is just low in transmission fluid. On my research, I found out that this car uses an Aisin transmission, which is made by Toyota, which is why they are using the Aisin transmission fluid. This is a Toyota product. And personally, I refuse to believe that this car, having only a little over 100,000 miles, have its transmission go, since the transmission is made by Toyota. So let's take it to the mechanic shop and I will ask them to change the transmission fluid, hoping that we find out that it's just low on transmission fluid. And hopefully that fixes our problem.
A few moments later.
So I just came back from the transmission shop and Keyshawn just replaced the transmission oil. So I'm gonna try to reset it right now and see if the check engine comes back. If I erase it, goes, the P comes back. Let me turn it off and turn it on again. Oh, it didn't fix it. Alright, we'll figure something else now.
2 weeks later.
Now just a quick recap. After having the transmission oil change, the check engine light still came on, even though we reset it a few times. Now I was getting desperate and I was gonna bring it to the Porsche dealer to get a complete diagnostics from them. But before I did, I went online and checked if maybe someone else was having the same problems. Luckily, I saw a post on some forums that said to check the wiring harness first. Maybe it's just contaminated with oil that leaks out from the transmission. So I went back to my transmission mechanic and asked them to clean the wiring harness first. Hopefully that would fix the problem.
2 hours later.
The check engine light immediately comes back when I restart the car. But now, what? It's fixed? Here's another test drive with the Cayenne. As you can see, it is shifting correctly now. No more check engine light and no more inverted D without the gear number. And sure enough, the wiring harness was wet from oil contamination. After cleaning it and we reset the check engine light, we drove it a few times, and luckily the check engine didn't come back, so that was a big relief on my end. So if you have the same problem with the transmission, have the transmission harness cleaned up first. Maybe it's just contaminated with oil or maybe some coolant. So hopefully this information helps someone out there so they can avoid the headaches that I went through. So this has been another episode of How to Helen. My name's Sarja, and thank you for watching.